Hello everyone, and welcome back to part 3 on how to create a game like Arsenal in Roblox. In this tutorial, in the past tutorial, I showed you guys how to make this, so that when you join the game, the animation of the gun holding will load, and then you'll be able to walk with a smooth walking animation. So in this video, we'll be fixing the walking animation to make it look a bit better, and we'll also be turning this into a tool so that it's easier so that the other player will see you hold the tool. So let's get right into it. So what we're going to start off with is by creating a variable right here. So in here you want to create a variable for the cousin. So cousin, or let's start with a sign. So local sin is equal to, and we'll do math.sin, and we're gonna take the time and we're gonna multiply it by walk animation by sin speed. Now we don't have a sin speed yet, so we're gonna create a variable for that. So local sin, and also I just deleted both of these variables. So local sin speed is equal to, and we're gonna change that to something like maybe 5, and then we're gonna divide it by the size. So local sin size is equal to something like 3 divided by sin size. So now we're gonna create a variable called cos. So local cos is equal to math.cos, and we're gonna take the time and we're gonna multiply it by cos speed, and then we're gonna divide it by cos size. Now we're gonna do the same thing right here. So local cos size is equal to, or let's start with cos speed, and we're gonna set that to maybe like 7, and local cos size, and we're gonna set that to something like 2.2. Let's change it to 2. So in here, instead of having to do all of this, we're gonna just remove that and put this to sin. Okay, so I wanna just delete all of this, change this to sin, and then you wanna delete all of this and change that to cos. Now if you go ahead and play the game, it should look better. So this way you're gonna have more control. So as you can see, it does look better a little, but you still gotta mess around with the settings, which is pretty annoying to do, and yes, I know that. So to do that, I'm just going to try with this sin speed of 3 and a sin size of maybe like, let's keep it at 3 and the speed 2.5. And the cos speed will be at 4, and the cos size will be at 2. So we're gonna check how that looks. So I think it should look pretty decent. Yes, it does look pretty decent, but we have not changed the cos size, so I think 4 would be better. Now we're gonna play this, and as you can see, it looks better since now it's not a circle anymore. It's basically like, I don't know how to explain this, but it looks better. So what we're gonna be doing now is turning this into a tool. So to do that, it's very, very simple. All you gotta do is inside of the starter pack, or let's put it in the workspace, we're gonna add a tool. So let's add a tool. I don't know why I keep on clicking folder, and we're gonna rename the tool to gun or pistol. Now you wanna add a you wanna get the handle. So let's get the guns, let's get this. I'm going to get the pistol model, put it inside of here, and rename this to handle. Make sure handle is spelled with a capital H and non-capital letters. Now I'm going to make it small, so I'm going to spawn a default Roblox rig, and see how it will look. So it should be not as big as the player's hand, so we gotta make it smaller. Something like that should do. Now I'm going to go to a plugin called Toolgrip Editor. If you don't have this, then you can just make a normal handle. So let's go here, let's go to Edit Toolgrip, and this plugin is paid, but there are some other ways you can do it by adding a part. Actually, I'm going to do it the normal way. So I'm just going to remove this, and what I'll be doing is adding a part and rename this to handle. So change the name property to handle, and you want to set its size to something like 1,1,1. And then we're gonna go here, press this little icon right here, and this is the front surface. So I'm going to put it on the front surface, and I will put the gun, so rename this to gun, and put its parent to the handle. Or actually, let's put it right here and add a weld constraint to the handle, and we're gonna weld set part 0 to handle and part 1 to gun. Now you wanna position the gun, so I'm going to copy the position of the handle and set the position of the gun to the position of the handle. And after that, I will make this a bit bigger, something like that, and change the transparency of this to 1. And you can mess around with the handle size and other stuff like that, but for me it's just going to be like that. So I will go back to my Toolgrip Editor plugin, and it still looks messed up, so I'm going to rotate the handle like that, and go back to my Toolgrip Editor and select this tool, and as you can see, it's now rotated around. So you can mess with this as much as you want. I'm going to rotate the gun instead this time, and edit the tool grip again, and that looks pretty good. Now this plugin is pretty useful, because I am able to see how it looks without having to change to play the game and test it. So that's pretty nice. Now I'm going to move it forward and go back to my Toolgrip Editor plugin, and yeah, that looks pretty good. Now what we're gonna do is make sure both handle and gun is not collidable, so make sure collide is unchecked, and make sure the anchored is unchecked. Now we want to put it inside, let me just rename it to pistol, and put it inside of the starter pack. And then we're gonna add a script. So add a local script to the tool and rename it to pistol. And what we're gonna do is basically copy a lot of code from this. So we're gonna copy all of this, paste it right here. Now what we're gonna be doing is having a equipped event. So I'm just going to delete all of this for now, and we're gonna set the tool, so local gun is equal to script.parent, and then I'm gonna create a variable for the I think we just need the gun, we need a variable for the players, and we need a variable for when the player equips this. So script.parent or gun.equipped connect function, and then we're gonna have gun.unequipped connect function, and then we're gonna have a function up here for equipping the gun. So local function equip, and then we're gonna have a function for unequipping. So local function function unequip. And then when they equip it, we're gonna call the equip function, and when they unequip it, we're gonna call the unequip function. Now, when they equip it, we're gonna check if not gun, then return end. So if the gun is not added yet, then we're just going to return end. And we're gonna do the same thing here. If not gun, then return end. Just to make sure we are safe. Now, what we're gonna be doing is copy these services things. I mean variables. They're not things. And what we're gonna do after that is copy these for the view model, for the services and some other stuff. So we're gonna copy all of the variables, basically copy all of this. So we're gonna paste that here, and I'm gonna try moving these since I don't really need them right now, but I will organize my code later. So what we're gonna do when they equip the gun is basically what we did here. So we're gonna create a function for positioning the model. So just copy all of this positioning model function, and you wanna paste it right here. Now, what we're gonna be doing is, before we play the holding animation, we're gonna hold it when they equip the gun. So what we're gonna do is parent.animation, the animator. Yes, so that should work. What we will be doing is getting this position model function, and I think that's it. So when they equip it, then for underscore, comma, part in pairs and gun con get children do. Or maybe you can use get descendants. So maybe we should do that, get descendants, but we don't want to do that. Sorry about let me just copy. We're gonna do con get descendants. Oh, what am I doing? We don't need this. We're gonna put it right here. And if part con is a, and we're gonna check if it's a base part, then else return. So if it's a base part, then what we're gonna do is set its transparency to 1. So part.transparency is equal to 1. So in here you want to also check if it's a union operation. So or part con is a union operation, then. So that should be working. That should make everything transparent on the client, not for other players. And then we're gonna call the position model function. So position model. Well, actually, we're gonna create a connection. Sorry. So in on the top here, we're gonna create local equip connection, and we're gonna set equip connection is equal to and game.run or run service.render stepped on connect function. And what we're gonna be doing is, before we position the model, before we clone it, we're not going to clone it yet, but we will do that later. So actually we'll clone it, but we're not going to parent it yet. So we're not going to do that until they equip it. View model. So we're gonna disable this. We're gonna just remove view model.parent is equal to camera. Now bear with me. Make sure you spell everything correctly. I know that this is kind of confusing. So after doing that, we will call the position model function. So position model. And I think that should be it. Or before we do that, we're gonna set the parent of the view model. So if gun and view model, then. Oh, I forgot to parent it, so we'll do that right now. So view model dot parent is equal to camera, and we'll go ahead and play the game. So after playing the game, this should happen. It should have that placed, but we shouldn't actually have it placed, which is pretty annoying. Oh, that's actually very easy to fix. You just want to disable this current script, the local script inside of the client script, and what we're going to be doing is viewModel.animations.hold. Okay, so we'll create a folder inside of replicated storage. So we're gonna create a folder, and we're gonna rename it to guns or unequipped guns. So we're gonna set the parent of the view model.parent is equal to replicated storage.unequipped guns, and if you go ahead and play the game right now, that should work. So if we go ahead and equip this, nothing works. So that's pretty annoying, so we still gotta fix that. When they equip it, I feel like if nothing happened, the equipped connect function, and we call the equip function. So we're gonna remove this check right here and play the game. After loading in, I'm going to equip the gun, and still nothing happens. So that's not because of that line of code, so we're gonna put it back. So we're gonna try printing equipped when they equip the tool, and see what will happen. So it does print equipped whenever we equip it, but whatever is under that does not work. Power.transparency is equal to 1. View model.parent is equal to camera. That's pretty interesting. So let's see. So well, oh, I get it. So I think we're gonna have to get the descendant instead. So let's try to print equipped after the check and see what will happen. So it's not because of the check. Now to fix this, we're gonna actually fix this. So we're gonna try to just get the children gun get children do gun is equal to script.parent. So if you can only say base part, then power.transparency is equal to that, and see if that works. So if we go ahead and play the game, equip the tool, the transparency is set to 1. So that's good. Now we have a problem though, which is this is not set to the position that we wanted. So if we parent it to the camera, that just does not work. So to fix that, it's pretty simple. I think we just need to parent it to the camera and position the model. The model concept primary part C frame. Oh, so copy this, Control X that, and remove the position model function, and we're gonna put that in. So local view model 2 is equal to view model clone, and view model 2 dot parent is equal to camera. Now we're gonna remove that and try to set this to the view model number 2 instead, and see if that works. So it should be working. Okay, so it does not work yet, but that's not a problem. Oh, it's because I don't think this is actually working. So try to disable this just for now. We'll get back to it later. And we're gonna play the game. Oh, I know. It's because of the else return thing. Yes. So that's pretty dumb. So we just remove this else return because that's not the way you do it. And we're gonna put everything back until we don't have the view model 2 thing, because we don't really need it right now. So we're just going to use the default position model function and play the game and see how it looks. Okay, so that does not work. Oh, it's because we haven't removed this yet. Oh, sorry if I just hit my mic. Sorry if that was really loud. Okay, so that does work. And as you can see, it works like a charm. And the gun is not can collide. So that works. What we're gonna be doing right now is making it so that the animation plays. So to do that, all you have to do is animations, hold, play. And then after doing that, you wanna play the game again and see if it will play the animation. And as you can see, it did play the animation, but now we need a way to unequip the weapon. So to unequip the weapon, it's very, very simple. We just have to disconnect this connection. So we also need to create a variable for the humanoid, because actually, never mind. So in the unequip function, we're gonna do connection equip connection, disconnect, and view model dot parent is equal to game replicated storage or replicated storage dot unequipped guns, and that should be working. So that should work. Let's play the game, see if that works. So it does work. Unequip, equip, unequip. That works like a charm. And also, one cool little thing, if we go on the server view, it will display that we are actually holding the gun, which is pretty nice. So that's very cool. So that's one way of doing it, which I really like, since it's very simple to position the model without having to mess around with some C-frames and modder 60s. So we have the equip function. All we need now is to make it so that you can still equip the weapon when you die, because I think that's a bug. So if we have the weapon equipped, die, respawn. Oh, actually, never mind, it works. I guess. No need to work on that, because it actually works. Never mind, it does not work. So all we have to do to fix this is just remove this humanoid, or actually just copy this. Don't copy the local. Whenever the position model function is called, we're gonna set humanoid to character cloned for child humanoid. And now if you go ahead and play the game, it's going to work when you equip the weapon, and when you die the walk animation should still be working. So we respawned, we can equip this, and it does not work. But we will be able to fix this by putting the humanoid value to... We're gonna copy this line of code, paste it right here, and see if that works. So we're gonna try to die, respawn, equip the gun, walk, nothing happens. That's not really cool, so we're gonna copy this. Instead, I think we should have a entirely new variable for the humanoid. And in here, we're gonna check if humanoid then. And let's rename this to humanoid with a capital H instead. So if humanoid, then we're gonna do that. So let's see if that works. It does work. If we die, the humanoid should be gone, I think. Yes. And if we equip it again, it doesn't work. That's very unfortunate. So I think we need to actually copy this, paste it here, and we'll see if it works. So we're gonna try to oof and play and respawn and equip it again, and it doesn't work. So that's going to be it for today's tutorial. We'll fix that bug in the next tutorial. Let's just put this back. Sorry if I keep on switching things back and forth. So this is going to be it for today's tutorial. If this helped, make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, and as always, I will see you all in the next video. Bye!